Okay. Believe it or not, I started this stream like 6 times. uh, I won't even get into the technical issues that we had tonight. But more rearranging, guys. Now you can actually see all the cabinets. And yes, there are microphones in front of my tube amp. Sadly, it is still not working. Those microphones require phantom power, and I am technically on channels 15 and 16 on the VLZ Pro, and I cannot find the phantom switch. And I know that board is capable of phantom, but I don't remember how to do it. I had waited to the very last second to engage it because I was messing with the amp itself, and I can't get anything without the phantom power. So it's nothing obvious as far as selectors. I thought it was next to the solo switch, but it is not next to the solo switch. So that's going to be something I'm going to have to work on for next stream. And no, we can't listen to it because I took the cab simulation box off and ran the preamp into the power amp because I thought I was going to be running I thought I was going to be running the cabinet. But you know, when you think you get everything just right, that's when music and equipment throws you a loop. Every time, everything that I had to turn on, I had off. So I fixed the first thing, and then I'm sitting here talking to you guys. Linnell comes in, you're not live. So then I'm like, oh, I forgot to do this. So fix that. She come back out. She come out like twice, but I had already tried 2 or 3 times before that. Literally, I forgot to do everything. So been one of those hard ones to get up and running. Now there's something I want to show you guys, but before I show you, I want to make sure. Oh, Niles, thank you so much. Believe me, that is why I turned off ads, because one super chat and it's better than YouTube.
Steve said the phantom power switch is typically located on the rear panel.
Yeah, I have my VLZ. The VLZ, the back panel for the connections, is rotational on the VLZ. So instead of it coming out the back, I have it mounted, I've taken it off the board and I've relocated it to the bottom of the board. That was one of the unique features of the VLZ. If you look at mine, it looks like part of the board's missing. There's about a 5-inch section that's normally on the VLZ above the top gain. That's only there if you want the plug straight out the back. If you want it to come out the bottom, you unbolt that section and it rolls forward and it connects to the other half of the board from underneath. So I did look underneath there and I didn't see any switches right there. I'm sure it is there somewhere, but I have a ton of cables running in the back of that thing. That might be a little adventure for us. We might venture with the one camera back here. We might look at the dust bunnies and look behind the rack. And yes, I do clean my house, but for whatever reason, the dust bunnies just collect inside the rack unit. So it's quite comical. we might take a look at that if you guys are interested. We might actually take a look at my other rack tube rack unit as well and see how it's wired. Real quick, I want to try to get this thing up to a standard tune here. It's not really standard, it is way dropped, but at least it's not drop C. Think it's too low to play hair music. We do have the Schecter here, so I could technically play the Schecter. Well, I got some stuff I want to kind of go over. Sometimes when I'm watching YouTube, guys, I think I've said this before. I see these, I guess it's the YouTube card. And a lot of them, it's better than Gibson, better than Fender, or why buy a Fender? This week, if you've been watching YouTube, you probably realized Fender released a new Stratocaster. So basically, they've taken a modern twist. They've taken modern and classic and kind of merged the two. It took them long enough to do it. I think they're probably shooting for the Suhr market, because that's pretty much what Suhr does. They have it's a cross between traditional and modern. So I think it's called the Ultra Lux or something like that. They've had so many different lines, it's hard to really separate which one it is. I think it's called the Ultra Lux. But you've seen nothing but Ultra Lux YouTube guitar stuff, and it's the typical here it is, been waiting a year, and there's always the one or two, oh, Fender, why can't you just build something new type videos. That's kind of what started out my week, was seeing the barrage of the new Fender Strat. I won't call them reviews, they're more demos. Then, because when I'm at work at lunch, I like to watch YouTube. So I'm scrolling through and I see this video on a Badlands Hollow Flash. And he's got a Badlands Hollow Flash, and he's got a Harley Benton Hollow Flash Signature Series guitar. And the Harley Benton's like $500, and of course the Badlands is like $2,600. So he goes through the specs and all this, and at the end, I mean, I could audibly hear how thin the pickups were on the Harley Benton. Now, it's a $500 guitar. I don't expect that guitar to be what the Badlands guitar was at 2600. I don't. I would never expect that. I don't expect the fretwork to be as good. I don't expect the finish on the guitar to be as good. I expect, now this is just talking completely out of what I'm sitting on. I've never looked at a Badlands, but from what I understand, it's a well-crafted guitar. The Harley Benton is a production guitar. So he pretty much goes on, he doesn't come out and say it, he's very careful how he says it. Pretty much the $500 one's the way to go. Well, of course, there's affiliate links to that. You can't sell the Hollow Flash Badlands guitar because they only made, I think, 50, 60 of them. They either made 50 of them or 100 of them. They didn't make many of them. Even if you find one on the used market, it's still going to be ridiculously expensive. Okay? I don't understand how you can really compare the two and then at the end pretty much he didn't really throw it under the bus. He was very careful on what he said, and I just, YouTube just constantly makes me not want to do YouTube. It does. And when I started the channel, it was to offset those channels. But I guess I'm letting it get to me now. When I see these, I guess, clickbait type things, I watch it, and whatever the title is, it'll be something completely different, or I can't even explain it. I've just really gotten to the point where I can't stand to watch any like guitar content on YouTube. And the channels that I do like, that I subscribe to, that I think offer good stuff, I never get any notifications from them. Like there's this, I think it's Cherry something, Cherry Band. The dude is awesome. He's a great guitar player. And he just does videos. Hey, this is how I got my amp set up. This is what we're playing. This is how I'm playing it. I think this is right. He's just a down-to-earth, plays in a band. This is what we're doing. It does simple video. I love his stuff. But I never get notifications. So we were talking about it on Discord. We'll make sure it's clicked to all. So I went through the subscribe list that I have on content channels that I really enjoy. And all of them are set to all. But when I go to their channel, they released something 4 days ago or last week. And I go up to my little notification. There's no notification there. So a lot of them, what I did this time, I hit unsubscribe. And then I resubscribed, and then I hit all. So I don't know if now I'm going to get notified because I was subscribed with all on to start with, and I wasn't getting any notification from it. So it seems like the content that I can't stand, that's always in my feed. I mean, religiously in my feed. And some of these channels I had subscribed to and I've since unsubscribed, and I still get their content. It's like I'm constantly getting all their content even though I'm not subscribed to them. And the people that I am subscribed to, I don't hear boo from them. I do get notifications from Philip McKnight, but I do not get a notification that he's going to go live on Friday nights. I just know that he comes on at 6 at my time. And when I pull up YouTube, he's always either the first or the second little card that I see. And it's Know Your Gear. I'm like, cool. I don't have to go look for it. But if I look at my notifications, I do not get a notification when he goes live. Now, if he uploads a guitar review or something else, I get notified. It is so strange. I'm really trying to figure out why. And at the same token, at lunch, and I watch YouTube sometimes on the way to work, on the way home. I've just really gotten to the point where I, I can't take any more of it. I just cannot take the sponge content that's on YouTube. And it's sad because if I just do a general search, I see so many really good channels and they have no subscribers. You know, well, they got more subscribers than I do. They might have 10, 20,000 subscribers. And they have a ton of videos. Now, whether or not it's all decent content, I don't know. If you look at the videos on my channel, at least 100 of those videos are real reviews or guitar tech type videos. They're not just, I need to put up a video, so let's slap something together. It's solid content. My other videos are what we're doing here. It's a live stream. Sometimes we review a guitar. Sometimes we're fixing stuff, building bridges, doing whatever. So I think there's some substance there. So I click on some channels and it says they have 10,000 videos, and it's almost, I don't know. Am I making any sense, guys? Or am I just letting it get under my skin and I shouldn't pay any attention to it? Because I'm really struggling with the YouTube thing and how the AI system sees channels. I don't understand it for the life of me. I know that I started doing the live content simply because of the hours that it took me with my slow computer to edit my videos. So now I'm doing live reviews. I get one take. You guys know I mess up a lot, but it is a live take all the way through. Whatever mistakes happen. There's no fixing it. And if I do make a mistake, I don't go back in YouTube Editor and fix it. The video stays that way. Whoever wants to watch it in the future, like the Ibanez review, whatever mistakes I made or played bad or whatever, or misspoke, it's there. If I say a wrong spec, which I've done, the video's still up. Someone can correct me. It's live. I can't go back and fix it. Well, I guess I could, but then it kind of loses the whole point of it being a live review, if that makes sense. So I do have something here I want to show you guys. And this is the second rendition of this. This guitar neck really threw me for a loop. And someone in the channel is going to be happy to see it. I was happy to be able to get the tuners on it. And I've had 3 sets of tuners on this guitar, and I was not happy with them. I wasn't happy with the distance off the face of the headstock to the hole in the tuner. Some were staggered, which didn't work. Then I ordered a set of Godo tuners, super nice tuners, but the hole on the stem post was too short. So when I put the string tree on it that sits behind the locking nut, the posts just were at the wrong angle. So I've tried another set of tuners. This set of tuners seem like they're going to work. So this guitar is ready to reassemble right now. I've already got the pickup wired. Well, it's technically not. I have a little section of routing to do on the back cover, and I'm going to do that on Saturday. So I'll start reassembling the guitar on Sunday. But I want to show you all the neck with the new tuners. So here's the neck with the new tuners. And this tuner I'll actually like better than the Godo that I had. The difference is this stem here sticking out of the top of the headstock. It has some length. Right where my pick is the locking part of the tuner. Okay? Which is perfect when it comes across to the string tree, which I've taken off. So the first set, this hole for the locking tuner, when you come back here and lock it, the string was way down low on the neck. So there was a rake angle here, it was a rake angle here, then it hit the string tree and then raked up into the nut. And I'm like, no, it needs to be parallel to the headstock or close, and the string tree needs to do the work. So this one was a little unique. I did finally get the right tuner for it. And there's our nut. This is a modified nut. It has monster bolts in it. They are stainless steel bolts. And if you don't know, this neck, if you can see, it is stupid thin. It's been recarved. So it's more like an Ibanez neck now. And I have put 2 coats of tried and true on this neck. So technically, it's not a finish like a lacquer or a polyurethane. It's a natural finish, okay? It's called tried and true. And I did put a sealer coat on it, but most of the sealer coat was sanded off. All the sealer coat does is raise the grain and get the fur, okay? Even though I sanded this to 2500 grit, you still get it when you put the sealer on. So then I sanded it again down to 3000 grit, and then I put 2 coats of tried and true on it. So it is butter smooth now. So we can start reassembling that guitar on Sunday. The issue that I have on the body of the guitar, we built a tremolo for it, and we put an extra large block on the tremolo. So when I put the block in the tremolo, to get full actuation out of it, I have to route into the body a little bit. It needs about 1/4 of an inch taken out of the forward edge, right where the bar goes in. Okay, don't need to cut all the way through, but I need to put an angle. Okay, so when the bar comes forward, okay, when you go to do a pull up, it doesn't hit that corner. There's a little corner of the route about, it's probably about 3/16 that I need to mill about 1/4 inch down so that block can clear. So you can get some nice up pulls. So once I get that done, then I need to reroute the pocket. Yeah.
Steve wants to know if the neck is now essentially wizard profile.
The wizard profile is a little flatter. Okay. Jupe said he didn't want a flat neck. So this still retains a nice C curve to it. It doesn't have a flat spot right here like a wizard neck. So I don't know if that's really going to show. See, it still retains a C shape, so it's not like a flat D. Like a wizard neck, right about here, it'll go flatter and then pick up more of a radius. So this is an ellipse. It is a little tighter here, but not as tight as a wizard. A wizard will really radius right here, and then it'll go kind of flat. It keeps an arc, keeps a radius, but it's flatter in the center. This is quite thin. Let's actually mic it. Where's my mics? We took about, I want to say it was 3 millimeters. I don't remember how much we took off this. It was either 2 or 3 millimeters off the thickness of the neck. So where are we at right now? There's so many different wizard profiles. That's where we're at, guys. At the first fret. Yeah, wow. 18.96. Let's check it at the 12th. .04. So it's pretty accurate. I try to keep it even numbers, but .04, I can live with that much error. So it's quite thin. The next issue I had was finding a nut for this guitar. So the nut on this guitar is just a fraction wider than the neck. The neck at the nut, try to get a measurement here. Yep. And something, my calibers went out of whack. Yep. I was like, I know that's not 12 millimeters. Let's try one more time. So right now we're at 40.95, and this nut is 41.23 or something. So there is a slight discrepancy. Yeah, 41.24. So I know you guys are thinking, well, I'm picky. So right here, there is just a little bit of a shoulder, and I've split the difference. No, there is no nut on the market that is that width. So I did not make the neck narrower. This is a standard width of the Schecter. So I'm pretty sure the one that come off this guitar was a little worse than this one, because this one I scoured the internet. Thank you, Kurt. Kurt helped me. Kurt InScale, or Kurt Studio. He and I spent several hours combing the internet, looking at locking nut specs to find this one. And this one is made by Godo, or Goth, as I call it. So if you got that Schecter and your nut sticking out, look into the Godo, and I can tell you the part number. It's an FGR-2B. And that's the best fit that I can find for the Schecter. You don't want to cut down to 41. Was it? No, 40. We just did a guitar that had a really, I can't remember what it was. I had a heck of a time finding a nut for it, and the only thing I could find was a Chinese nut. I could not get a Florid, a Goth, even a Music Lily Pro. I can't remember what the nut width was on that one. So pay attention to that when you're ordering your lock nuts. And this radius, okay, because they make 4 different versions. This radius is offset for our fretwork in our radius of the neck. So it should be really, 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 really close. Our next thing that came in, people were asking about a cheaper cost stainless steel saddle. And this particular is Kane's. And this is the cheapest one that I feel comfortable using. Oh, and I just dropped them. And here's the Kane's. And you can see right on the end, you'll see some step over marks. I may have already showed you these. So these are going on Devastator's guitar. So I'm not working this weekend, but I am working in the shop, so I have a ton of work to do. Got to get Devastator's guitar finished, and I'm going to attempt to get the Schecter together to where I could start doing a basic setup on it. Oh, and the next thing that did come in, because this is what I was waiting on. I didn't have this.
You wanna take your headphones off?
Yeah, my headphones are killing me. Are they saying I look like an alien?
Well, no, Mikey just put a bunch of question marks and said headphones.
Now, guys, this is my favorite company. Okay? This is made by Cash. And these are like $35 right now. I can't get over the quality that Cash makes for their price point. Cash is really knocking it out of the park. This tuner feels very smooth. It's firm. The locker works well. Everything about it, like some of the cheaper tuners, when you go to put this piece in and it threads in, you'll feel it, it'll feel kind of scratchy. This is butter smooth. That ferrule nut just threads right in. It acts like a $80, $90 tuning key. I can't get over every Cash product I buy. I'm just at all at the quality that you get. So look at the casting underneath. And it is laser etched on the end, says Cash. And if you don't like this one, they do have the typical, it's like a rectangle with the chamfered corners. Then they have the tulip one. They've got a couple different versions. This is the mini version. They have the exact same one, but this is a little bigger. So this is the mini one. And the reason I like the mini one, sometimes when your tuners are really close together, the space here when you go to turn it, like this Ibanez, see how there's very little space, and this just happens to be where this guitar is in tune. So when you go to grab it, it's like your thumb is hitting the other tuner. So if you look at the size difference, this tuner is just a little smaller, the head. Is it much? It's about 2 millimeters. So if I take 2 millimeters off this one, it gives me 1 millimeter on each side. That's 2 millimeters extra room. So when you're ordering, just take that into account when it says large or mini. That's what they're talking about. It's how big the paddle is. So on Devastator's guitar, they're like this one. They're pretty close together, and when you're tuning it, you hit it because it's got regular size tuner pedals. So when I ordered the new set, I said, well, I'm going to get a pair of minis. That way, when you go to tune it, there's just a little bit of space. Don't let the word mini scare you. It's not like it's micro size. It's not for, like the little kid's guitar. That's not what it's about. They're just talking about how large the little end piece is. So if you're pretty tight on your spacing, you can get some of these, and it really does help. But I can't get over the quality that this company has. Every time I buy one of their products, in my opinion, they make the best stainless steel saddle set for a Floyd Rose bridge, period. I've seen $200 saddles, and I think the Cash is just a better set of saddles. The machining is 100% on their saddles. Now, they do have some more expensive tuners. I'll be honest with you, sometimes when you spin a tuner, it'll get soft, then firm, then soft, then firm. This is consistent all the way through. It's a very consistent feel. Feeling the peg head here? Well, there's no slop in the peg head. It's solid. That's nice. I think these I think they're like normally $40. I got this set. It was on sale for $34. Um, it's a heck of a tuner for $34. Plus, it's a locking tuner. You know, just good for fast string changes, guys. The locking tuner's nice. Even though you have a lock nut, you know, on a guitar like this, I still do locking tuners. Okay, because it just makes string changes quicker. So I think that's all my goodies that came in this week for guitar repairs. So I have my work cut out on my weekend off. You know, it's been a while, so we're gonna. I don't know if Devastator's woman's at home, but I'm gonna throw the chime out tonight. Honey,
Yeah,
can I have some hot cocoa?
yeah.
When I normally do that, Devastator leans back in his chair. That sounds really good. Can I have some too?
Okay, you wanna tell them why your face is a little red?
What's that, hon?
You wanna tell them why your face is a little red?
Why my face is a little red? Remember we were talking about a light. Okay? Well, so if it's a little red, it's probably because I have the hue set wrong. So let me go a little wider. Is that any better? First time I've used it. I forgot I had them. I bought them for my GoPros to set. It's got the key lock on the back, so I could set it on top of the GoPro. One hadn't been used in so long the battery wouldn't work, but this one did hold a charge, so we're going to see how long it actually works tonight. So I have that light on, and then I've turned on the hall light, so it should be semi balanced. I don't know if that looks better, more natural. Every time it's when you guys point something out, then the bad thing is this is a very cheap. It was made by Small Rig. Most of the stuff Small Rig makes is really nice. I'm gonna say don't buy the little rechargeable lights. The whole casing is plastic. Like I said, my other one died. You know, the battery's no good in it. This one seems really flimsy. But the other Small Rig stuff, 100%. If you've got a GoPro and you need to displace some of that heat out of the GoPro, put it in a Small Rig aluminum cage, pull your battery out, get a power bank, and use USB-C to USB-C to the camera, to the power bank. Get the battery out of the camera, and you'll be able to run hours and hours and hours straight through. You'll run out of memory in the memory card before the camera overheats. The drawback to it is if you're running a media mod or a external microphone, you can't do it now because your USB port is tied up by the battery. And no one has come out with a box where you can run an external battery and an external microphone on a GoPro. So I have 3 GoPros. I know I need to switch them, but it's going to be a while before I can afford a much better camera. What you're looking tonight on and what we do the streams, these are Mevos. The Mevos seem to do okay. I have 3 of them. There's another Mevo over here. So this is the other Mevo angle. And then I have a backup Mevo. And my intention was to record with the Mevos. They were supposed to be better. But to be honest with you, I think the GoPros actually record better. And the onboard microphone on the GoPro 10 is a winner. It's a pretty good onboard microphone on the GoPro 10. All right. I want to go through the chat and see if I'm missing anything. I see we got Time Surfing Alien. I didn't even go through who was in the chat. So we got Time Surfing Alien, Jupe, Mikey, Linnell, my funny honey, Devastator. I'm going to scroll back, see who else we've had. Warheart Arts, good to see you, man. Niles, of course, Niles give us a super chat. Thank you so much. We got Steve Gunners in the group. And I think that's, if I'm missing someone, that just means you've posted way back in the stream and you need to post again. Looks like, oh, Cheryl for Freedom. We need more women in the chat. So,
Tony wants to know if you're using a GoPro now. Said picture looks better.
actually, no, I'm still using the Mevo.
You got a new light though.
Yeah. I use all the GoPros for my videos. I have one GoPro 8 and two GoPro 10s. And from what I understand, there's really no advantage going to the newer GoPros because I record at 30 frames per second, and I record at the highest resolution. I think it's like 4K. That's as good as those cameras will do. If you go to the new one, you could probably go a little higher for zooming, but they're so limited. They're limited because of the microphone, and you can't use time sync. So whatever camera I buy now will be national time sync compliant, something that I can do video sync with my Mayato time clock. I want to be able to sync 2 or 3 cameras and my audio recorder simultaneously. So from what I'm understanding, I'm probably at the $2,600 for the camera without the lens for one camera. I am looking for something else that is time code friendly, but it's not looking too good right now. So we'll see. There's no sense in me changing until I get something that I can use time code on. It's just the way to go. Just like I was talking about getting a wing rack. There's no sense in me getting an X32. I should just go ahead and get a wing, a 48 channel wing, and update my computer and go just embrace the future. Well, it's not the future, it's now. Get a DAW, start using some plugins. That'll be my interface and everything. The wing rack will do anything I need. It has Midas preamps. I'll never outuse the wing rack. The Midas preamps are good. I'm used to good preamps. The VLZ16 Mackie, awesome preamps. I'm sure the Midas preamps are a little better. Midas, well, Behringer owns Midas, so what they put in the wing rack is supposedly Midas preamps, so it should be good. I want to throw myself under the bus saying it's good and then they turn out to suck, but Midas usually makes some pretty nice stuff. So I want to future proof as I buy something. I don't want to limit myself. So a new computer, wing rack, and some new cameras. But first is going to be the wing rack, simply because my 30-year-old Mackie has been causing some problems. I had problems with it. If you were here at the beginning of the stream, you know that we were way late due to technical issues. And one of the technical issues was my Mackie had went down. So I have a couple issues with power source going into it. The power supply is getting old, so it's time. I also have some scratchy pots, dirt, and I've got two gain stages, I think on channels 11 and 12 for whatever reason, that seem to be acting funny. If I plug something into 910 and I set it at 50% and I look at the meter, if I unplug and I go 11, 12 and set everything exactly the same, it's almost like I get 20% less input. So something is going on with 11 and 12, and I've been losing subgroup 3 for whatever reason. So my subgroups 1 and 2, 1 is left, 2 is right, 3 is left, 4 is right. So I actually only have 2 subgroups because everything I do is stereo. So my subgroup 3 is just dropping out. It's 30 years old. I can't complain, but it's time to do an update. Yeah, so now we can get back to the chat. This week, guys, was hard on me. If you're not a member of Discord, you need to go over to Discord and become a member. And for 2 simple reasons. We are giving a guitar away, okay? And the only rules to the guitar giveaway is you have to be publicly subscribed to the channel, and you have to go to Discord and put your name in the opt-in room, and that's it. It's a Fender player.
Niles has
It's
to go.
oh.
He's got to work tonight.
Oh, Niles is working tonight. All right, thank you so much, Niles, for coming in. You got it. Well, night shift, you get more money working night shift, so I get it. So you need to switch to a day shift job. You can watch the repeat or hit YouTube on the drive in, man. That's what you do. Watch the stream on the drive in. I don't even remember what I was talking about now.
Discord and the giveaway.
Oh, the guitar giveaway. So if you want to enter to win a Fender player, it's a beautiful guitar. It's like a yellow Mountain Steam type color. Great guitar. This channel doesn't do any manufacturer-based reviews, whether it's Gunther, Tees. Everything this channel has had on this channel has been either from a store, okay, Shenandoah Music, which everyone knows. I plug Shenandoah Music. It's my local store. Or this channel has bought it. So we've only had 2 reviews on the channel that we did not buy. Shenandoah Music allowed me to take the guitar home and do a review on. I can say anything I want. I can call it a turd. I can call it the greatest thing since sliced bread. They don't care. It just promotes them. It allows me to get another guitar to review. So it works both ways. So the guitar was purchased by Super Chats. So the people you see to the right, when they donate money, that's how we bought the guitar. So it's pretty open and honest, free guitar. I'm trying to think what else there was. Oh, and second, you don't have to be a subscriber to chat. I want you to come in and chat, see how you like the group, see how you like the content. Go to the main channel, look at some of the reviews that we've done, look at some of the past streams, some of the content, and hopefully I can win your subscription. That's what it's about, winning your subscription. We're trying to grow the channel. This channel is going to grow slow because I do not use clickbait ads, never have, and I never will. We don't do promotions for companies. I'm not saying I won't. It just depends. So far, every company that has approached me, I say no to. There's always something in the fine print that I disagree with. So until that changes, it'll be whatever we buy or whatever you guys send to me to review, if that makes sense. We have had subscribers send guitars in. I've reviewed them, put pickups on them, and then send them back to them. So it's pretty cool that way as well. So now that all that's out, I guess we can go to Discord because we have a question and answer thing there. And I want to see do we have any questions and answers.
Steve had also sent you a picture of where the switch for the Phantom Power should be.
Oh, okay. The only problem with that is, does it turn Phantom Power on every channel? That's the question. Because if it does, I have other things hooked in that can't have Phantom Power. See, looking at it, I'm looking at the picture Steve sent me, and it's right next to the power switch. We can try it. I'm kind of scared to do it based on, I'm trying to think what other microphones would be hooked into it. Well, we could try it. If it blows something up, it blows something up.
Mikey's question
Okay, if you're a member of Discord, you can go to question and topic. Actually, I could do share screen here. Let's do display screen. So right here, Mikey has sent us a picture of his. This is a Firefly, and if you look, this is the nut that holds the retainer plate for the fluid rose bar. Okay, this is the routed cavity for the block to go through, and this is the side route going up to the top. What you're seeing right here is a hole, and this is from the bore of this insert that holds the fluid rose. The drawback to that is, let me see if I can actually click on that and get it larger for you guys. Let's see if we can. Yep. So right here, that's a hole in the bore. And these little flutes here, this is the flutes in that insert. So Mikey, the problem that you have here is this cavity, this corner, should have come to about where my cursor is. There was no need. See, here's your block. Right there's the end, right where I'm moving the cursor. That's your block. They didn't need to route this all the way back. This is a manufacturing problem. So the body should have come out at least another 1/4 inch and then come around here. That's why manufacturers, they offset this like this on this block on both sides. That gives them a little room to stagger this back so this doesn't happen. If the route is the same on the other side and you're just not seeing that bore, it's probably paper thin. Now, how do you fix this? Well, you can't glue to this. See all this? This is either just a flat paint or it's conductive shielding paint, whatever it may be. You can't bond anything to it. You need a really clean, flat surface. So this whole surface right here, this has got a radius here because this was done with an end mill bit. So you're going to have to come from here, come all the way around to at least right here.
Mikey said it's not. I don't know what it's not means.
Yeah, I don't know. But to fix this, you're going to have to come in with a one pass just to clean it. And your router's going to be up here and your tool's going to come down following this cursor. And you need to mill into this wood. You only have to get through the paint. You can't have step over, so you can't go down 1/4, then down 1/4, then you need to do it in one pass. Okay? And you only want to go in 1/32 of an inch into this wood. Then you're going to need to cut a block that comes out about 1/4 inch and come over this way. And you're going to have to machine this radius into it, and you're going to have to glue that block into that guitar. Okay? There's such a little bit of this flute sticking out. Okay? I don't think you're going to have a problem with the bore. I think this chipped out. So when you glue this, try to keep your glue away from this part right here. Glue down through here along the bottom, and at the very top, and hit your sides. Glue it in, and then when you go to put the new insert in, make sure you put something down in there just to make sure no glue got down in your bore to reinstall your insert. It comes down to, it's a tremendous amount of work. I don't know if you can contact Firefly and do a return. This is something, even if you, I won't say that it'll fail, but it's a tremendous amount of work to fix and get it right. And like I said, if the route follows this line across to the other side and the bore routine is perpendicular to the strings, which it should be, you're going to have the exact same issue on the other side. That's what's sad. PV had this problem with the nitros. I know I own 3 nitros. And they had 3/16 of an inch of wood behind this to where the bore was, and they still had issues. So what I'm saying, I would go at least a 1/4 inch. You really should go a little more than that. You need as much meat here as you possibly can to where this doesn't pull forward and hit into this piece of wood. Yeah, hon.
Mikey said that's what he was thinking. He says he has a new 1000 post. He said he's had it for a year now.
Yeah, you have to have something solid. Just putting epoxy here is not going to fix the problem. There's just not enough meat here. This is going to fail, and it's going to fail horribly. And once it fails, it's going to be very hard to fix. So I would get the inserts out before it cracks and this piece of wood here falls out. I wish I had better news for you, but that's how I'm seeing it. If a customer brought me that guitar, I would look at them and say, it's probably not worth fixing due to the cost of the guitar. But if you like the guitar, I get it. If you had to pay someone to fix it, it would be far more than the cost of the guitar to fix, if that makes sense. But if you're handy and you feel comfortable getting this clean, the mating surface has to be true. So don't get in there with a sander and try to sand that and just glue a block to it. Glue is not strong. As soon as you go past a 32nd of glue, it's weak. It's the glue in the fiber, okay? When those two fibers make contact and it bonds together, that's strong. If you have just a 64th of an inch gap between and it's just glue and the fibers aren't touching, it's a weak joint. I know people will disagree with me on that, but it'll be half as strong. It's the fiber, the bonding to the wood fiber as it touches and compresses and pushes the glue into the grain of the wood. That's what makes it strong. The glue itself actually isn't. It's actually quite brittle. So that's why I'm saying this surface has to be good and clean. That's a very, very difficult repair. I'm just being honest with you. It's a difficult repair to do right. Let me qualify that. It's a difficult repair to do right and to make sure that you're never going to have a problem with it again. All right, let's see. More on the Phantom Power for Steve. Engage this switch to Phantom Power. Mic 1 input jack. I'm reading right here. All right, it says Phantom Power will not hurt the other. So I guess, guys, let me climb behind the rack. And we are going to thank you, Steve, so much. We have got a great community.
It's 9:07. Do you want to do your...
Yeah, we can actually take our break. But this is what I'm talking about. Steve on Discord, and again, if you guys aren't on Discord, there's lots of Discord channels. I'm not going to lie to you. There really are. There's a lot of Discord channels. We're trying to be funny on Discord. There's some pretty... we're not going to even go with the bacon comments, guys. I'm sorry. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to get on Discord. I like bacon. I like to eat bacon. That's as far as it goes. But people help one another, and that's what we're here. And thanks again, Steve. So when we come back, I'll hit the Phantom Power, and we'll see if we can get these SE microphones working. And it's a learning curve. That's what we're doing here. We're just wanting to learn. But if you're here, I see the viewer counts going up and down. Please go down and hit the subscribe button. We're really trying to get to 2,200 subscribers. We're that close. So go down, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content and you're into guitars, you're into just audio in general, recording, playing, guitar reviews, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Yeah, we're an honest channel here. We're not here pushing a product. It's an honest channel. But we always take a break. So we are at the 1 hour mark. So if we go 3 hours, that means we take 2 breaks. For me, the hour and a half was a little bit much, guys. So if we can do an hour, take a break, do an hour, take a break, that works for me. Plus, my honey made me cocoa, and it's no longer hot. It's warm cocoa. So I'm gonna purge this stuff down real quick. Good time to get some vittles. Get your drinks, hit the restroom, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, guys, you are definitely probably going to hear some humming, and I want to say thank you to Steve. That's why the comment thing is there on Discord. So you can go to Discord right now. You can go to the comment for live chat, put a comment, post a picture, and when we go back to it, your comment will be read, your picture will be looked at, or whatever question you may have. If I don't have an answer, that's what the people on the right are for. We're all 100% musicians here. I have an answer, they'll have an answer, and somewhere in between, we get the truth. Or maybe not the truth, maybe that's a bad way of putting it. Someone will have a solution that'll work for you. If I don't have it, like I said, we're all musicians. We're here to help one another. So you can put your question there. If I can't answer it, it'll be up on the screen. Other people can give you their input as well. So I do have the amp up and running, and it is running to the Mackie. So that allows me to run it to the interface. Now, I won't be able to talk like I normally be able to talk and play because these microphones will pick up that as well. Well, you know what? We might be able to do that. That is loud. Let me cut it back a little bit. This is called Work in Progress. All right, now let's see where my meters are at. All right. One microphone, I'm going to leave this microphone on, so it'll be room mic, one room mic, and the two mics on the cab. Alright, according to the VU meter, it should be okay. And the EQ, nothing has been changed on the amplifier. So everyone knows the first thing you need to do is actually EQ for your interface, which I have not done. Yeah, it's clipping bad. According to my meters, it's right. All right, I'm going to turn the overhead off. I think the microphones are too close to the cabinet.
They were also saying they could hear the guitar, but your voice, they could barely hear your voice.
Right, that's the disadvantage to a cab in the room, guys.
And Kurt said it's still clipping bad.
Yeah. Let me pull the mics back from the cabinet a little bit.
Steve said you're sitting too far from the mic.
Yeah. Let me pull the The microphone's back a little bit. All right. Check, check,
Kurt said clipping at first board.
check. Yeah, I'm looking at the Mackie. See, it's overgaining in this mic.
Yeah, he said too much gain.
Sorry guys, we lost internet connection. That's the first time that's ever happened during a stream. OBS come up and YouTube lost connection. So when I tried to restart, it just little spinning wheel, and I looked down and I had the little globe. So I was like, uh-oh, we lost internet. And then Linnell said, well, the internet's up. So the computer disconnected from the hub. Very strange. Anyway, we are trying to get this tube amplifier up and running. I am going to turn off the overheads, and I have moved the mic away from the cabinet just a little bit.
Peter said now that's low.
That crackle, I think, is in the Mackie. Remember what I said, guys? I think my Mackie's getting ready to take a dump. I hear the crackle even at low volumes.
Kurt said you're still clipping.
I don't think it's clipping, Kurt. I don't think it's clipping, Kurt. I think what's going on is the two channels that I'm using have a problem. Even at that, I'm not even in the yellow. I'm way down in the green.
He said it's not the Mackie.
It's got to be something. I don't know what it is. Let's just try with these microphones. I'm going to turn off those. So this is room mics. So that's just using these two microphones here. I can't hear in the headphones. All I hear is the amp in the room. I can try turning the amp down even more.
Kurt said your meters are lying, it's gain stacking. Steve said how's the audio interface gain? Kurt said one of them is too hot.
Yeah, something. Every meter says that I'm way down in the green. The AG08 and the Mackie both, and OBS. All say I'm way down in the green. I'm not even in the yellow. Let me cut the main gain back a little bit more.
Warhart said use a syringe of deoxit into the pots. Kurt said when you gain stage to another board, keep the first signal super low, then boost with the last.
Yeah, that's basically what I've got. Let's try it one more time, guys. We may just have to say nope and continue to have to play with it. I just turned on the feed to the AG08. That's a little better.
Devastator said all sound is low now.
Yeah, that's the issue that I'm having. That it's very low. Let me try to boost it. I hear it in my headphone, the crackling. Yeah, it's my Mackie, guys. Hear it? It's those two channels on my Mackie. Let me try to move the pots around.
Kurt said replace the Mackie, and Dan said Mike is also low.
Yeah, it's the Mackie, guys. I've been having problems with it. Let me move the sliders and try to clean it up. I switched buses from 3.4 to 1.2 because I've been having problems with bus 3.
Kurt said tap on the Mackie to see if it makes noise.
Yeah, it's. Check. Check. 1. Check.
Look,
Check.
Kurt said screw it, on with the show, we can work on it later.
Ha!
They say you're still low.
I'm bumping it a little bit more. That's about as good as it's going to get, guys, with just being able to do it right here. First thing. The amp sounds like it needs to add a little bottom because I'm losing it in the room. So that's a Friedman BE Deluxe that you're hearing. That's the preamp. It's not horrible. I definitely need to work on it. I don't know what you guys think about it. Hey, I see we got Johnny Bean in the group. Johnny, we are trying to get my tube amp up and running. What you're hearing is microphones in front of the cabinet mixed with the overhead mics. Mike, you need to go back to Firefly if you can find the original post and see if they're using mahogany on that body. Firefly is usually pretty good at posting the body wood. You want to use something similar. So if it's mahogany, mahogany is readily available. So I would use mahogany. If it's basswood, basswood you could substitute poplar or basswood. But definitely if it's mahogany, use a piece of mahogany. You normally with Firefly, they're pretty big on mahogany, so I'm going to guess it's mahogany. But like I said, make sure that you have a really good, clean mating surface for that block to glue to. Make it as clean and as flat lying in there as you possibly can, and put some clamps on it. If you use glue, I wouldn't use any urethane glues. That includes Gorilla Glue. Now, Gorilla Glue makes a wood glue that's water soluble. It's like a tight bond. That would be fine. Just don't use any urethane based glues because it uses moisture to cure and it foams. So it just makes a mess. So in this case, I would use like Tight Bond 2 or the brown Gorilla Glue. It's water soluble. Those would be the two that I use. Tight Bond 2, it's a waterproof glue. It has a good tack, a good bond. Make sure you get a clamp on it. That's going to be the hard thing. Putting the block in and getting a clamp down inside of here where you can put the clamp and then bring the clamp up, and you've got to put clamp pressure on it. Just pushing it in and holding it, that's not going to get it. You've got to keep clamp pressure on that block. That way it holds the wood fibers together. Once you do that, then you can get in there and kind of scrape away the excess glue that comes out from clamping it, and that'll give you a solid repair.
And Birdman didn't hear your response and said you were ill with him, upset.
No, Birdman, I'm not upset. Linnell, if you have a question or if you've said something and you're trying to get me to respond.
Well, he did put question marks. I mean, you already answered it once, but I guess they all missed it.
Oh, I don't know what the original question was.
It was just if you were ill with him, if he's done something wrong or said something wrong.
No, Birdman, you're 100% fine. Believe it or not, we're here to enjoy ourselves. That's what it's about. Believe me, guys, there's so many people talking and chatting. There's no way I can keep up with the chat. Now, I need to take some instructional classes from Johnny Bean. He is 100% on point. He reads and goes through the chat. I really have never done that. So I depend on either Devastate or Linnell to say, hey, Avery, you missed something. And even at that rate, I still miss things. So just keep that in mind that this stream really doesn't work like most. I know Searching for Tone, that his whole stream is based on reading each comment and they discuss it like that. We don't really do that. I try to encourage you guys to talk about whatever the topic is amongst yourselves, and then post in if you want me to bring it up or do the Discord thing. So we kind of float in like a never land, if that makes sense sometimes. And I just miss things.
Dan wants to know, when are you going to reveal a Badlands guitar?
They're never going to send me a Badlands guitar. And I'll be honest with you, that's a salty price point. I have a Jackson on order. It's been on order for over 10 months now. And that Jackson is the most expensive guitar I've ever purchased at $2,100 before tax. Badlands starts, I think, at $26. That's hard for me, guys. I'm not saying Badlands is a bad guitar. I know they're made right down the road from where I live, and I'm sure they're 100% worth the asking price. It's hard for me to purchase something like that for a review and then hope for a subscriber to buy it. If someone's thinking about buying one, great. If you don't mind, send it to me. I'll do a review. I promise I won't scratch it, and I'll send it back to you. But for me to purchase it and then try to sell it that's hard. That's really hard. When we did a lot of reviews, we did a lot of budget guitar reviews. The channel still does budget stuff, but we're doing more mid price point stuff lately, and it has become even more difficult to be able to purchase the guitars and resell them and keep the channel going because so far the super chat money has went to the giveaway guitar, so I depend on the ad revenue and then to offset my loss on the sale of the guitar. And for I guess I might make maybe $50 a month, probably more like $30 to $40 a month in ad revenue. I haven't really looked at it in that way. It's not much. Without the super chat money, the channel doesn't get anything. So I have to take the ad revenue money to offset the guitar. I would love to review one. We're thinking about reviewing a sub $200 guitar next. It's been probably a year since I've done a sub $200 guitar. So we're thinking about getting an IYV. I want to keep it balanced, if that makes sense. Some people like budget guitars. Some people like, Schecters. I like them all. Guys, as much as I like this guitar, all right, I'm going to do the big no-no. I'm going to unplug while the amp is on because I don't care if I blow up my tube amp or not. And we're going to plug it right into this one. I did that fast. I didn't hurt anything. So if you're into tube amps, oh, that's right, I retuned. Hold on. All right, now we're ready. There's something about a tube amp. One, the noise. But there's just something about the feel a tube amp has under your fingers versus a modeling amp. I can't describe it. And I'm sure if I plugged in this little Yamaha, you guys would probably go, ooh, the Yamaha sounds better. It doesn't in the room. I am just struggling with a new setup. So this is what I got right now. There's just something about a tube amp. But not only do we do tube amps, I want to review little tiny amps as well. The small amp market. Let me turn this back on. Let's plug into the little baby amplifier. Let me go turn off my tube amp. Let's go back to the baby amp. Now I definitely have to use the headphones because there's no amp sound in the room. And when I started the stream, I meant to show you guys this. Hold on. I have to get it on the main window. So Kurt had told me about this, and I had never really went into the settings of what this little amp can do. And we're way too loud now. So that is the little Yamaha. So if we go, that's this little amp. Now, what I want you guys to pay attention to, if I go into the settings here, listen to what a difference just changing the cabinet. Right now we're on Juicy, so now I'm going to go to Vintage. Let's go to Brown. There's so much that you can do just in here. Okay? Like the guitar, this is the effects that you just heard, all that static. That's my Mackie. So this is the settings that I'm using. A little bit of chorus. You can see I'm not using the speeds down, depths down. Look at the feedback is at 12. Mix it's at 42. Reverb, decay's only at 15. Pre-delay, 30. Tone. Okay, just by changing this tone, watch what happens if I take this tone down. And then if we can add the compressor. So I want to say thanks to Kirk, because I was using this amp for a long time and not getting into any of this. You actually have voicing changes up here where we can go to modern, boutique, and classic. I'm on boutique. So with these three voicings and now the different gain stages that are right here, high gain, lead, crunch, clean, and everything here, this little amplifier has just a tremendous amount of flexibility. I'm just kind of scratching the surface on what the little guy will actually do.
Mikey's guitar is mahogany, so what would be close to that?
Mahogany.
That's what he said.
Now, if you can't get mahogany, Mikey, the cheap alternative is there's two versions of Spanish cedar. The problem with Spanish cedar, it has a lot of the same principles and characteristics of mahogany. It just doesn't have the density. Um, there's a reason why people use mahogany. Mahogany is a very well, it's dense, but it's a stable wood. It doesn't contract and expand much. That's why it's used on exterior, well, used to be used on exterior trim work on housing, but now they build everything as cheap as they can possibly build it. So no one really uses mahogany anymore on the exterior. Mahogany can get wet, then dry, then wet, then dry. It's stable. If it gets hot with direct sunlight, it doesn't expand like other woods. That's why they love it for building guitars. It's just a great stable wood. You should be able to, if there's a Woodcrafters near you, type in Woodcrafters. That should be a nationwide store, and you can go in and get just a little piece of mahogany, or try to find a wood shop somewhere. You need a piece so small, you just need a cutoff from a wood shop. So I would call around a couple, maybe cabinet shops that build cabinets, not someone that sells cabinets, an actual cabinet shop or a woodworking shop, and just swing in and say, look, I got this guitar, I need just a little tiny piece of mahogany, piece of scrap. And I'm sure they're going to have a ton of scrap, what's called a cutoff that they'll give to you, and they're not going to charge you anything for it. I keep losing a channel. I hear the volume go down, I hear a crackle in my headphone.
Kurt said, Avery, click on the circles next to tape echo.
Click on the circle next to the tape echo. So we're going to go back to see now I just closed it. Oops. Now I got to close everything, guys. Now I got to restart the app.
Mikey said he lives in BFE.
That makes it hard since you live in BFE. I need to close this window. All right, now I think you guys can actually see it. So he says click on the what?
Click on the circles next to tape echo.
Click on the circle next to tape echo. Tape echo. Oh, so you got digital delay too. So let's try that. That's a lot of time. Let's turn the time back a little bit. Let's decrease the mix. That's pretty good right there.
Kurt said you can change all the effects by clicking on the little icon next to the effect name.
Flanger, phaser, tremolo. And spring, plate, room, and hall. It's amazing how much these little. It blows my mind. It really does. It blows my mind what you can get for $350. I mean, I knew you guys want to hear the tube amp, and I'm out when I play here at the house. I usually play the tube amp. It sounds awesome. But doing streams, just being able to sit here and talk like this, and also be able to. See, there's nothing in the room. So I can talk to you guys, and there's no influence on these microphones from the guitar. I keep forgetting I'm in a drop tune, so I'm making a lot of mistakes. I'm sorry, but for doing what we're doing here, guys, the little Yamaha just it seems to be for me. It's simple. It emulates what I'm used to. I'm used to a old school type rig. So when I look at this, okay, I understand it. I understand this. I understand high gain lead. I get it. Sustain and level. It's simple. Gate, threshold, decay, time, feedback, bass, treble. I get it. It's simple. I could just make a tweak, you know, like what he just said here as far as changing it. Chorus, flanger, phaser. It's basic effects.
Devastator gave a super chat.
Ooh, thank you, Devastator. So if we go to like I like chorus. So let's just do a phaser. So that's the phaser. Let's look. Here's flanger. Actually, guys, hold on one second. I am going to switch to a regular tuned guitar. One regular tuned guitar. Let's give it a little bit more oomph. let's cut the depth back and let's just increase the mix. That seems a little fast, even though I'm way down at 2. I'm not too sure on that one. Let's speed it up. It acts like a Leslie cabinet. I'm going to say it's more like a Leslie cabinet than a flanger. I'm not sure on that one. I got to play with the flanger. It almost like it needs a decay. It's got speed, depth. I think it's missing the decay. I don't know if we can pull some out of the mix and the mix acts as a decay. I'm not sure on that one. What's your guys' thoughts? It sounds like it needs a decay. I'm more of a chorus kind of guy. I like chorus. I got it all messed up again, guys. I clicked on the wrong button. So you should be seeing my display screen. So let's flip it back to chorus. Let's go back to main scene. Chorus, you can put a little chorus on everything. It'll thicken things up. I like the chorus seems to. There, I guess you get used to certain things. The chorus works more like what I'm used to. I guess that's the better way of putting it. But if we go back, let's go back and if we go to high gain, wow, you can instantly see how I switched. That means we have to go through and make all those changes. We have to go through and make all the changes to where the volume and everything's correct. So we're not going to get into that. It'll take too long to set up another channel. But you've got high gain, lead. Here's crunch. That's pretty close. So on crunch, let's see how loud that is. I have to go back to the other. That's a good sounding. I mean, I haven't messed with it. That's factory setting. And for those that don't believe me, the pickup now is hitting the strings. I love this guitar. I do. I love this guitar. But I'm sorry. There's no reason that this guitar should have come from the factory with these screws in this pickup. It seems to be getting worse. If I knew a guitar tech, someone that I could send this to fix it, I am going to have to fix this guitar this weekend. It's driving me crazy. If you own a Schecter Banshee, please post below if your pickup just raises up like an escalator as you're playing it. Because this one does. And at $1,650 price point, I'm sorry, the guitar should not do that. That's a good sound, guys. That's a stock setting. Nothing wrong with that stock setting. Let's go to lead. It just must be the high gain channels kind of kooky. Let's try the. I got to go back to the OBS window to make sure we're not over gaining. So this is a stock preset, whatever the setting Yamaha decided to put in it.
Mikey said, is it going back? And Steve wants to know what pickups.
It's not going back. This has a. It's a Wangan. I have no idea. Long run. You can go to. It's the stock Schecter pickup. It's not the pickups the problem. It's the hardware they used. The screw going into the pickup. Here, let me switch camera angles here. So if I hold this up and you look at the little screw that they're using. Oh. Okay. It's a little teeny screw, and the bore in the guitar isn't big enough, and that screw is just not. It's not getting it done. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take the pickup out and bore a larger hole in the pickup itself and get a larger diameter coarse thread screw. But I need to make sure it has a shoulder that's smooth. But I'm going to have to bore the hole, that way the pickup can move freely on the screw. That way the spring can push up on it with a coarse thread screw that'll bite into the body. It's something that it can't be this only one. Unless someone at the factory is hand boring these holes, which I kind of doubt. It's probably in a bore routine on the CNC. If it is, they use the wrong screw on this pickup. I'd like to see another one and see if they're using the exact same screw, because that screw definitely looks out of place to me. It looks awful small. So maybe the guy at the factory that day just put the wrong screw in there. But it's definitely not right. So here's the next channel on this little amplifier. So we're on the lead channel right here, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to get the display screen. So we're on lead, and you can see me right here in the corner. That's a good, again, I like when you buy something and you don't have to mess with it. That to me means someone at the factory, either farmed this thing out in beta and gave it to people that used it, and they got feedback back and said, look, this is how I'm running it. And they went through all this, I'm assuming beta testing, and said, okay, this is good. And they've loaded some decent presets in this thing. I am trying to play more stuff in D. I am bad for playing in E and A, so I'm trying to learn some ditties in D. That's a good sound. Let's do more like an 80s. When you pedal, I'm not getting that drum sound, that over on the bass. That's good. Does well on all that. It's live, guys. You make mistakes. I like it. So I want to say thanks to Kirk for talking me into actually going and downloading this. It has opened up this amplifier. I was using this much of it. Literally. I was just scratching the surface. I'm not saying now take what I've done the last 5 months. I think I was getting good sounds out of it, but I wasn't plugging it in. I was just dialing in the knobs on top of the amplifier, not getting into how much you can actually adjust on this amp. And I was getting good sounds. So that means if you don't load anything and you don't tweak it, now you can save, you can program these, and you can come right here and you can save them to user banks. Okay? So when you unplug it from the computer, you can go out and play, you can retain those sounds. That's cool. But I was getting sounds without even plugging it in, just using the basic amplifier. This thing just continues. It really continues to impress me. I'm highly impressed with this little amplifier. I'm going to open up the chat again. Sorry, guys, it's been one of those nights. Am I missing anything, hon?
No, I was told to get you a wig and a paintbrush.
Hey, there's a channel, I forget, it's How to Paint Like a Liberal, and the guy wears the Bob Ross wig. He is funny, funny. He's real funny. So I don't want to rip off what he does with the Bob Ross wig, but it would be funny.
He said you can also click in the red name at the top and rename the patch to anything you want.
Click on the name at the top. All right, hold on. Let's go to display screen. Oh, you can click on, okay. So, oh, okay. So you can just type in whatever you want there. That's pretty cool too. That that's what I was saying. That's what I like about, coming here and hanging out. I get about maybe 2% during the stream of what you guys are talking about. I know you guys are sharing information. You're doing why you come here. This is why we come here, share information. I learn more from you guys than I probably show you guys. And that's good. It's like going to the music store and chewing the fat with someone that has a product. And you're like, how are you doing that? That's what it's about. This guitar just plays so effortlessly. For a $1,600 production bass guitar, without doing any fretwork to it, without giving it a setup, out of the box, it's quite amazing. This may be the best all-around guitar that I've ever received right out of the box. Is it the best at everything? No, it's not. We've already kind of went over that. But out of the box, the way it plays and the attention of detail where it's important on this guitar, they nailed it. This is a great playing instrument. And the ease of access down back here, I know a lot of people, it's kind of gimmicky. I can tell you it's not gimmicky. Instantly, when I picked this guitar up, I instantly found how much easier it is. Even right here, the 14th and 15th fret. On most guitars, that's where the neck starts to get thicker because it's got to get thicker to go into this bolt. Okay? Well, this goes way back. The neck is still thin, really. 22nd, 21st fret. At least the 20th fret. Before it even starts getting remotely thicker. And it stays thin.
Steve says.
It's amazing.
Steve says he still says you need to check out a PRS SE Swamp Ash.
I do want to check out a PRS SE. I've never picked a Paul Reed Smith up at the store that I disliked. And that's honest, guys. That's the one company, and I'm not saying every company can make a bad guitar, okay? I personally, when I go into Guitar Center, that's my local store that carries PRS, I've picked up a lot of them. And if I think about the worst one I've ever played, it still played really good.
Is that one that you have a Banshee?
Yes, that's a Banshee Mach 6. Whatever the Mach 6 version is, but it's the Mach 6 Banshee. So evidently they make different versions of it. That one has the Sustainiac. The tremolo is 100% stainless steel. It's got that Lundred or whatever it is pickup on the bridge. I don't remember what tuning keys it has, but it has a stainless steel locking nut. It's nice. That's a nice instrument. When I stop and think about a neck through and how much attention to detail on the frets and how well the frets are polished. It's it's sharp. I think the only thing that Jackson has over this one that we reviewed, the Jackson American, was the fret end dressing. That's it. The fit and finish on both, 100% great. Now the Jackson, it did need a neck adjustment, but as far as the fit and finish, it was good. Same with this one. Both great instruments, but there's something about the top side of the fret on this one that's just it's nice. I can't put my finger on it yet. A lot of it, guys, is the setup. So they've maximized the setup for that guitar. It is set up just beautifully. The neck relief to the action height at the 12th and the first fretted note, it is just a well set up guitar. If I set up that guitar, I couldn't do it really any better than that. Okay? Because the neck's going to move on your climate. It's always moving back and forth. What you're trying to do is you're trying to find that spot to set your guitar up to where you're not constantly adjusting it. Try to find that. Now, some people don't. They'll sit there, they'll adjust their truss rod every 2 or 3 months according to their climate. I'm not that picky. I try to find, I know I just said I'm not that picky. That's pretty funny. I'm picky at everything else, but I'm not too picky as far as my action height. That's why I play a little bit higher action height, and I try to find that spot where maybe I only have to adjust the truss rod once a year. I'm not doing it every season. If you want super low perfect setup, yes, you're going to be doing a slight truss rod adjustment probably every season. And we live in a very large country, so if you live in the middle of the desert and it's very dry, it's probably completely different, and I can't tell you what you need to do because I don't service guitars in that area. I know fret sprout's big because the wood dries, but where I live, we have 4 seasons, and we have really, really hot, really, really cold, so I'm right in the middle. Now, if you're up in Michigan, it gets freaking cold, and you get a little bit of summer. If you're in Florida, it barely gets cold at all, but in August, like right now, those poor people in Florida are hating life. It's hot and it's humid in Florida. So I kind of live right in I don't want to say sweet spot, but the medium, yeah, the medium area. We get just as much cold as we do warm or hot, or just as much spring and fall. So our seasons are very equal, if that makes sense. Virginia, North Carolina, upper part of North Carolina, Maryland, that seems to be where you get 4 decent seasons, if that makes sense. So that's what I try to do. I want to play my guitar. I don't want to sit and work on it, if that makes sense. You bought it to play, and I get it. I got guitars that I tinker with all the time. Those are tinker guitars. This Schecter and some of my other guitars, I want to just be able to pick it up and play it. And that's how my Peavies were. And everyone used to pick on me about my Peavies. I don't think I ever adjusted the truss rod in that Peavey, the Vandenberg or the Nitro, for years. And that thing would be thrown on stage, and hot stage lights would hit it. I'd throw it in the back of my work van. It'd be 32 degrees outside. Then I'd haul it out of the truck and take it in the house. And I was very mean to that guitar. But I never had any problems with it. The neck and the guitar was stable. That's what I'm hoping the Schecter will be. Especially since it's a multi-piece neck. I'm hoping, knock on wood, that it's going to be a stable guitar. For me, that's the most expensive guitar I own right now. I think the Jackson will be my most expensive guitar. And I may have to call it quits on the expensive guitars for a while.
Which Jackson are you referring to as yours?
Well, we got two Jacksons that were Linnell's got a Crackle Jackson that we posted pictures on Discord about. We're making payments on that. I have a Jackson on order. Um, it's been on order for, well, it's almost been a year. It's been 10 months now, and I think I still have another four or 5 months to wait on it. So that one's going to be pricey. It's a 27 fret custom Jackson. It's an SL 27 fret EX. Um, they had put the guitar up for a second production run, and I put my name on the list to grab one of the second production run. They were supposed to make X more of these guitars, and they had contacted all the vendors and said, "Well, we're not going to make them. Just return people's money if they put a deposit on it." Sweetwater called me, and at the time, I think I converted my money, my layaway from that over to the PV Vandenberg, and then I don't know it. I got a phone call a couple weeks later saying that they were going to produce the guitar, and I think Jackson just they received so much, you know, while we're pissed we're not getting our guitar, that, well, that had to be what it was, because they said they wasn't going to make them. Evidently, enough people raised Cain that had this guitar on order that wasn't going to receive it, that Jackson changed their mind and said, okay, we're going to go ahead and build the guitars. So it's been a long wait, but it's a 27 fret. It's a neck through guitar. Pretty sure it has Seymour Duncans in it. It's a nice guitar. But I don't want to set my standards really high, because whenever you order a guitar, we're always like, we're going to order this guitar. It's going to be the best darn guitar ever. And then we get it, and it's kind of like you're kind of let down. So I got my fingers crossed that the one they build for me, because I don't care who builds it, you can build a dud. I'm hoping the one that I get will be 100%, and I'm going to fall in love with it, because it's not going to be one of those things that I can return, if that makes sense. So, not unless it comes, damaged, then I can return it. But if there's no damage on the guitar, you're pretty much stuck with it. Any custom order like that, just like Kiesel, if you cancel your order, then you lose X. I don't know what Kiesel's buy-in is, but they have to do that. People go, oh, they shouldn't keep my money. You've reserved time for that company to make you something. If you turn around and cancel it, then the office management has to juggle things around again, and that takes time. You've allotted X time to do X, and you start getting a lot of cancellations. It starts throwing off your production. So I kind of get why they keep the retainer. It makes sense to me. So I don't want to lose that. So we're going to get it. So Linnell's Jackson will be here in about 2 months. So we have 90 days to pay for it. And of course, if she lets me do a review on it, I'll do a review on it. She may want to do the review herself. So you can post to the right if you want Linnell to do the Jackson Crackle review. She just said no. But if you guys stay on her about that, I guarantee you she'll do something. Even if she plays Mary Had a Little Lamb on it with distortion. I would like to hear that, personally. I could get a Mesa Boogie sound. We could do Mary Had a Little Lamb. I think that would kick butt. Maybe play Mary Had a Little Lamb and drop C. I could write a keyboard part and some drum parts. Exactly, Cheryl. She needs to do her own review. Oh, there's, we have three people on this channel, just so you guys know. Now, Devastator's name here doesn't say Music and Gear. On the Discord server, it does. Devastator's very much a part of the channel here. Devastator runs the Discord. So he is 100% family, 100% part of Music and Gear. And we have Linnell. And we do have two other moderators. We have Mike and we have Jerry. Mike is usually busy. That's fine. I get it. I love Mike to death. He repairs amplifiers. He's a great moderator, and he's someone that I can bounce ideas off of. Jerry seems to be hit and miss lately, but Jerry's a great moderator as well, and his input is great. So I don't want 50,000 moderators, if that makes sense. If we can keep the chat civilized, I think it's great. We're all big boys here. We can pull up our Depends since we're old, and we can act like big boys, and we shouldn't need a bunch of moderators. That's just, I don't want the channel to have to go that way. So it's just us three that make the channel. And I know Devastator works hard at Discord. He tries to make the Discord work well. And anytime something needs to be changed, Devastator makes the change or figures out how to make the change or how to make it work. And Linnell helps me here, do the live streams by calling in and telling me what you guys are talking about. So it is definitely a team effort. It really is. And if the channel is going to grow, I have to let go of those responsibilities and just concentrate on doing what I do, servicing guitars and doing reviews and chatting. That's so funny. I still can't get over the fact that the live stream has taken off the way it has. I really thought I would be playing the crickets, and it's great that I see returning people. That means that I'm doing something right. We just need to spread the word more. Just like what we did. You can watch a demo on that amplifier on YouTube. But I guarantee you that demo isn't going to do what we just did for the last 45 minutes, going through all those little settings, turning this knob, turning that knob, turning on the phaser, turning this on, what's it do good, what's it do bad. That's what it's about. I don't want to watch a review of someone going, oh, it's great. You guys may have liked some of the sounds, you may not have, but you saw me make the changes on the screen and you heard it. It can't be any more transparent than that. And that's what we're trying to do here, if that makes sense. Are we going to do a full review on the Yamaha? Probably not. We can continue to do what we just did tonight with the Yamaha. And if you guys decide to purchase it, I think it's a great amplifier for $300. I think Kurt would agree with that, especially if you've got a little PA system that you can come out of the headphone right into your PA. It is spot on. I love it. And you saw the issues I was having with my tube amp with the open mics, being able to talk and play. I'm going to continue to work on it, but I can guarantee you guys we're going to stick with modeling on the streams. When we do recorded reviews, I'll do what I always do, and we'll use the tube rack equipment for the guitar reviews that are pre-recorded, if that makes sense. I think I get a good sound in the pre-recorded guitar reviews. I think it works. But doing a live stream and trying to talk and balance everything out, it's just too much. The modeler works better. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm a tube guy. But it just works better. It does what I need it to do, and it's easier to use. It just works better. All right, guys, I hate to say it, but we have been on for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I do have a day job tomorrow, so I think I'm going to end the stream. I was going to take a break, but my throat's getting sore, and I think we did quite a bit tonight. I do want to play just one more time because I'm all about playing.
Lewis said which model?
This is a Yamaha. What is this? THR10 Mach 2. It's a little desktop amp, believe it or not. It's the best of both worlds. So if I'm sitting in the living room and I don't have it plugged into the PA, it's got two little cheesy speakers in it. I mean, it sounds like a little desktop amp. But if I want it to sound big and full, I just come out of the headphone jack right into my Mackie board and run it through the control room monitors. It's loud. I have two Wolfdale array drivers. Yeah, it's loud. It's probably louder than my 50-watt stereo tube rig, and that thing is loud. But I'm running a Crown 600-watt power amplifier, so it can get loud. And these Wolfdales will take every bit of that 600 watts. I mean, that's a great sounding little amp. I'm going to switch channels here. We're going to go up to special because I like the special channel. I mean, it's just got a good, solid sound to it. And it feels like the issue I always have with tube modelers, it felt funny under my fingers. I don't get that feeling with this little amp. I just don't get that feeling. I feel connected to it. You can hear it just got a little louder. My Mackie is not happy. Play it like you stole it. I had to get that out of my system, guys. I mean, you can't say anything about that amp. That amp just, it makes you want to play. Same with the guitar. You gotta love it. It's music. It's supposed to pull something out of you. You know, when you're playing, you should want to attack it. If you're playing aggressive, be aggressive. If you're playing something slow and you feel sad, put that feeling in your playing. You'll be surprised how that emotion will just bring the life out in your playing. Um, it the old saying, "Tone is in the fingers." That is 100% true. If you approach the instrument and you put your feeling in it, you're going to get that feeling out of the guitar. 100%, I guarantee it. But I want to thank everybody again for coming and checking out this small channel. We're on our way to 2,200 subscribers. If you haven't already, I'm asking you, please subscribe. Hit the little bell so you'll know when we go live. Every live stream, we try to do something a little different. This week, we kind of went over the Yamaha amp. We did some messing around with getting the microphones working. It's about learning. And when we did that, I think we eventually did get the mics working semi good. And thanks again to everyone in the chat that was saying, "Oh, it's at the Mackie. You got too much gain on your first stage." Eventually, we did get it to where it's just, okay. It still needs a tremendous amount of work. But that's what I like about the group. You know, we're here to help one another. Whether it's me struggling to get the mics on the tube amp right, or it's someone in the channel like Mikey that's got a problem with his guitar, needs to know how he can fix it. That's what we're here to do. So spread the word, tell other people about the channel, and let's try to grow the community even more. I see a lot of new people coming in and out, and again, I just want to say thanks. I still can't believe that the channel's done what it's done. Hopefully, it'll get bigger and better, and I'm sure it's going to get bigger and better. We've got good people here helping and doing what needs to be done. But we're going to do our 5-minute open chat. We still want to keep that. That's like a tradition here. It gives you 5 minutes to finish your conversation with whoever you're talking about. And don't forget, go to Discord. We're giving a guitar away. It's a Fender Player. It's brand new, beautiful guitar. You just have to be publicly subscribed to the channel, and you need to go to the opt-in room on Discord and say, "Yes, I want in on the guitar giveaway," and you're set to win a $800 guitar. Can't beat that. It's free. Thank to the people to the right, because Super Chats is what made that possible. Everyone to the right has paid for that guitar. Now we're giving it away. We are going to do a review and a setup on it. So the person that wins it will tell me the setup that they want. I'll set the guitar up and send it to them. All right, guys, here's our 5-minute ending scene, and I hope to see everybody Saturday night. Thanks again. I got to make sure that I hit the right one.